Hello, everyone. My name is Shelly Hughes. I am the lead marketing strategist at Koifly Creative. Today, I am here with my colleague, Erin Versace, and we are going to talk to you all about Koifly Live and our new launch, our new product offering. This is Erin. Erin, can you introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, I'm Erin Versace. I'm the associate producer at Koifly. And yeah, I'm super psyched to talk to you guys with Shelly about Koifly Live and live stream in general.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, my name is Shelly Hughes, and we want to kind of start off with talking about why people would go live, right? There's a lot of different use cases for live, and really, what is it? Because sometimes it's a little bit confusing because a lot of people love to interact with their audiences in person, but with all the global events that have been happening these past few months, that's not always possible. And I think we always have to make sure that we are fully prepared in case something like this happens, or even something within your community or your business. So I really like to define live streaming as, at least Koifly Live, as making an in-person event translate perfectly and be just as impactful as an online virtual event. And whether that's a meeting, whether that's a concert, whether that's a different, whether that is a conference, we want to make sure that your audience gets the same amount of impact and the same amount of value out of your online event than they would just like a personal event. So I know, Erin, you have been on set a lot with our clients doing some of these Koifly Lives. Can you talk to us a little bit about your experience, what kind of the production specs look like, and we can talk about, different kinds of live stream.
Yeah, absolutely. So what's so fascinating about live stream is that there's really it seems like there's no limit, so you can have, we were on set and we had one camera up to 5 cameras. And so what happens is we were doing a Malvern Prep live stream, and we had 5 cameras covering the entire campus. And what happened was the cameras were feeding into like a switcher, and then the switcher could go from one camera to another camera to another camera. So if you were watching the live stream, you were seeing all of these different parts of campus and all of the students. It was really awesome. We used, we had a drone, we had 2 PTZ cameras. We even were able to bring in a Skype feed. So it just gives you the ability to cover different people, cover different locations, all from a remote landscape. And so, yeah, the possibilities are really endless. And like you said, you can do it for concerts, for meetings, for small events to big events. It's really just a professional way to get your message across without having to worry about too many technical issues, especially like with Zoom. You might have people talking over each other. Somebody might be muted. Live stream, you don't have to worry about that because you have a switcher taking care of all the technical things. So you really can just focus on your message.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, we've been doing a lot of research on this because it's been such a need for a lot of our clients that Koifly Live is almost an inevitable product to come out of all of this, right? Because there is such a need. And I know, like you said, with Malvern Prep, they wanted their graduating seniors to have the best experience possible. And I think, the faculty there is, I commend them so much because they didn't want the 2020 seniors to have any less of their last few weeks of school than any other class. But what's really cool is that the streaming industry is estimated really to reach $70 billion by 2021 or something like that. And over 2/3 of internet traffic is going to be already is associated with video. And, I think that's really going to skyrocket, especially after all of this working from home, really interacting with your employees. So it doesn't matter who your audience is. It can be internal Koifly Live, or it can be external to thousands of viewers, right? But yeah, I think one of the interesting things is, we have all been on a Zoom call, right? In these past few months. We've all been on Zoom calls. We've all been on Google Hangouts. And there definitely is a a lack of professionalism sometimes with Zoom. This is a great example of that, and I see a lot of companies, they're just saying, oh, we can go live with Zoom. But really, this is something that you're going to get, right? There's going to be a bunch of people on there. If someone's supposed to talk, they might be muted. And you just have to say, like, Kevin, unmute your mic, and then he has to. There's just a lot of user error that can go along with streaming any type of event through Zoom specifically. The way Coifly Live is a little bit different is that we really focus on stream of technical, communication, as well as professional look and feel. So if you put out, we tell us to all of our clients, if you put out something that doesn't look too great, that perception of that video is going to go straight back to your brand. If you put out something that is professionally done, it looks nice, it's well lit, and you don't have to worry about any of the technical errors, that's what Coifly Live can give you. And this is a really great example. We worked on a project with Commonwealth Capital, and they did this all from home. We had very skeleton crew. We had, I think, just one shooter/director. We used only natural light, and this is kind of what you can get out of that. You can have everyone be remote. You can have 100% remote. You can have a full team, like you said, with Malvern Prep. So it's really scalable in that way as well. And what's cool, you can have, just as you've been seeing, in this live stream, you can have custom graphics, you can have lower thirds, and that just allows you to build that brand perception that much further than if you did it with Zoom.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, the biggest thing is you don't have to worry about when you're live. You don't have to worry about anything else other than you speaking in your message. And I think, another aspect of this that's so innovative is that it allows for audience interaction, if that's what you want in your live stream. So you can do polls, you can do Q&As, you can do chat. So it really allows you to have a one-on-one experience with anybody who might be listening or watching. And I know we have a couple of examples of that, and we can show you guys how that works.
Yeah. So if I started a Q&A, right, and I wanted someone to start asking about a specific topic, you can say, hi, what are the specs, right? And then we see that come up in the chat, and then we can then answer those questions either live, or we could also do something where it's more live to tape, where we record it beforehand, and then we can edit anything that we want, and then go live with the previously recorded footage. So we have so many opportunities, like you said, Erin, where we can either answer the questions live, or if it's going to be a previously recorded piece of footage, you can be in the chat, involved, and engage with your audience as they're asking these questions, which is really cool. But another thing we can do is we can do a poll, right? We can utilize polls to kind of get a bigger perspective on what people want, what people think, what their opinions are. So I can open a poll like this. And on the viewer's end, you can see, would your business benefit from Coifly Live? And you can put that poll up, and they can click on it. So I think these are all really good ideas that we can, play with in your Coifly Live. I think one of the huge things about this is that we can completely scale this no matter your budget, right? And maybe we can talk about that a little bit, Erin. I'll talk about some of the smaller scale things, and you've worked with a bigger scale project, so maybe you can talk about that too. I think some of these these toolkit levels we can talk about is, there are so many different options. If you're at a more beginner level, you might have a laptop camera with your headphones, and we can help you pull in those graphics, but you're really going to be the one that has, slightly lower production quality, but you will still have those graphic elements to help you out. So it'll be 100% remote live stream. There's also an intermediate option where you can have maybe a single camera, lights, and a really reliable streaming system. And I know, like Erin, you really went above and beyond for Malvern Prep with some of your production specs for them.
Yeah, definitely. So with the bigger projects, and if there's a bigger budget, you can have more cameras and more types of cameras. So like I said, we had 2 Ptz cameras, which is basically a camera that it's a remote camera and you control it from a whole other place. So we are in one room, the camera was in another part of campus, and we were able to direct the camera in any direction, zoom in, zoom out. It was really incredible because you can, again, control it from another place. We also had a Skype feed coming in, so you can do that with a camera, you could do it with an iPhone. Again, gives you another opportunity to be somewhere else and have it all feeding into one place. So like you said, professional lights, audio, you can even, if you're doing live to tape, you can have it edited in any way that you want before the event actually goes live. And yeah, so that was a bigger crew because there were more cameras and more places to cover. But the opportunities are endless. You can have it in one room. You could have it on a big campus like we did.
Right. Well, I think if anyone has any questions, please email us at info@koi-fly.com. DM us on any of our social media to learn more. And we love doing this for our clients to solve any of their problems. So don't hesitate to reach out.
Awesome. Thanks for joining us, guys.